Yo, what's up everybody? Doing rear hub assembly. Dodge Journey all-wheel drive. Never done a rear hub assembly. Pretty much like the front, but you can't turn the wheels. First thing I want to do is get these brakes off. We'll go with 13 millimeter. Well, I already got the tire off. That was 19 millimeter on the lug nuts. Crack those suckers free, the 13 millimeters. Bada boom. Give me a little screwdriver. Try to compress this caliper a little bit. Get it to shimmy a little bit. Try to get it to loosen. Now this is a turn back style caliper, so it's not really going to press in much at all. If you yank on it, you only get a little tiny bit. It's on there tight. Don't be prying on a spot you're going to hurt your rotor, your brake pads. Unless you're planning on changing those too. We got this e-brake kind of holding us back a little bit too. But it'll shimmy off. We got 18 millimeters on the mounting bracket for the brakes. I'm just going to start right off with the bar. Can't really fit my impact in there. But these weren't on there that tight compared to the caliper bolts. The mounting bracket bolts are coming right out. A lot easier than I expected. Now, I'm not replacing the brakes and rotors. I mean, the rotor looks great. Pads look okay. A little dry. Do you want to make sure that these sliders move? This one's locked up. I'm going to fix that. You can get a wrench or vice grips on them and start spinning them, but if they don't spin, then you got to fix them with a little bit of heat to get them to unseize. All right, now that that's off, we got to take our rotor off. It's not coming off. We need a big hammer. I'm going to hit somewhere that's not going to hurt the rotor. It's going to be these flat spots in between. There's really not much room to get a hammer blow in. There it goes. Just got to get the right angle to pop right off. I think I'll take this nut off next. We got a 32 millimeter. Make sure this presses in and out. It does. If it doesn't, you get a little pinhole here. You hit that with a punch and a hammer or air chisel with a point. All right, we got 3 bolts in the back of here. And that's what we got to get out. And they are just covered in dirt in here. I'm going to have to get a screwdriver in there and use my air hose. I'm going to open up the new hub assembly unit, wheel bearing. Make sure it looks good before I go any further. Make sure it looks right. Looks good. All right, we got to get our wire out of there. Wheel speed sensor wire. And they got so many freaking hold downs on this. It's ridiculous. Looks like we got a 13 millimeter on the bracket that holds it down. I'm gonna grab a long extender. I think I'll just work backwards on this one. Alright, so this wire comes right up here. It's got a little white clip on it. We're going to press that white clip backwards. It's not moving at all. There's just like dirt and mud up in here. I'm going to take this clip out. I might want to grab myself a smaller screwdriver for this, but let's see what happens. This little white button is supposed to push back. There's too much dirt in it. Trying to work some of the dirt out, loosen up this white clip. These clips can be a real pain sometimes when they're like this. Oh, it's working its way back finally. Is that enough? Alright, let's get this clip out of here. This should just pop out, and it did, without ripping. That's pretty cool. I've got this white clip pushed back where it connects to where the wiring harness connects here. There we go, and it disconnected. Finally. Just too much dirt. Alright, on the inside of the trailing arm going forward, there's a little metal bendable clip. You just gotta open it up to release the wire. There we go, it's opened up. Now on the inside we have another clip here, plastic clip. You can open up with a little screwdriver. There's that. Now it's popped into a little clip here. Just pull it out. And we got one more clip here. Christmas tree style. It's going straight up into a little bracket. You'll see what I mean. We can grab some pliers or side snip to grab it out of there. It's coming. There we go. We got our complete wheel speed sensor wire out of there. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and get that slider free on that caliper mounting bracket and clean out all the dirt and gunk from inside here before I get to those bolts. What up, guys? Got everything cleaned up. Now you could fit a 16 millimeter in there, just it's a little tight to get the 4 bolts out of the back for the hub assembly. Like it rubs on the boot though. You don't want to destroy your boot. So the 2 lateral arms going this way, they're 18 millimeters. I zipped them out with my impact, took like literally 30 seconds. Just to get this knuckle, spindle, whatever, knuckle to come forward. And then I press back on the CV axle. Now I have all kinds of room to get a 16 millimeter in here. This axle will move left and right. Just gives you so much room. Took like 30 seconds. That's the way I do it. So now next step, we're going to loosen these 4 bolts on the hub assembly. Ooh. And this first one's coming out real nicely. Not too much resistance or anything. I could probably fit my impact back here. You gotta get a workout every now and then though. Alright, that one's finger loose. So I kind of just push the CV axle forward so that I can get the 2 on this side. Easy. Then I'll push the CV axle backwards because we've got so much slop now disconnecting these lateral links, lateral arms, control arms, whatever you want to call them. I love that these bolts are not rusted in there. Sometimes they are, and that sucks. The next thing we'll be seeing if the hub assembly actually breaks free from the knuckle. Now these 2 on the other side, I'm going to need an extender for because it kind of juts out. We've got an extender. Get up underneath the vehicle. Alright, that's number 3. Now we just need number 4. Go, they're all out. Beautiful. Now we need this hub assembly to come out. I'm being careful only to hit the hub. I'm kind of like hammering it outward. And we got a nice little gap going already. That's good. Try this side a little. Can't really hammer on this side. He doesn't want to break free from the other side. Woo. Let's put a little blaster in it. Hope I do a little slideroo. It's got a gap all the way around. It's coming. Woo. If it's really tough, you can get air chisel in between there, but you might hurt your dust shield here. So I try not to do that unless it's necessary. Easy there, caliper. Coming slowly. We'll use the air chisel method. Grab a chisel. And we're just going to try to dig down in these ears. That's going to kind of like force it out. I'm going to have to give the shield a nice little clean inner beating because I'm doing this afterwards. There it goes. Easy. Easy now. Alright, we got everything cleaned up. So that's pretty cool, right? We're going to put a little bit of grease on the splines of this CV axle just to help that new hub assembly slide in. Helps a lot. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is put my bolts through. Clean them off if they're really rusty. These ones were real good. They're not always real good like that. Get them all in there. There's 3. Put the last one in. There we go. Alright, so we got all our bolts just in there. Now we'll go with the dust cover here. Make sure you have it the same way. Open side towards the caliper. Towards the front is where your wire goes in, that little hole. There we go. And those keep around there, you know. But you got this big old bracket in the way. So we should probably feed this through first. Come on, caliper. Stay right there for me, buddy. There we go. We're going to line this hub up with the bolts. And try to get your easiest one started in by hand first. Just get them all started, you know, so nothing falls off. Our wire's through the hole. Everything's correct. Now you can't get your fingers on the ones on the other side very well. So I'm going to use my extender, socket. There you go, it's definitely started. Last bolt. This E-brake's in the way a little bit. Move that sucker around. There we go. So that's the toughest one to get started. The one at the very top. I think we got her started though. Sucker. Now we're going to go around and just snug them all up. You know, kind of suck that hub assembly in. Make sure your CV axle is going in smooth. This one it is. Pushing in and out still. It's good. You're gonna want these nice and tight. I got these two snugged up, not torqued down yet, but snugged up. Now we're going to this side. I'm going to snug up the two on the other side. And then torque down all four of those bolts tight. Alright, now it's time to put everything back together. Let's get everything put back together. All four of those bolts are tight. My guide says 181 foot-pounds for a rear axle nut torque for a 2017 Dodge Journey. Alright, let's get her done. Alright, I took these bolts out of the lateral arms, so it's time to put them back in. I'm just gonna push it forward, line her up. And it's close to being lined up. There we go. And that was 18 millimeters. Let me get a little chilly in here again. Turn my heat off. Alright, where's that wrench? There it is. There we go. I didn't tighten it down yet. Might as well get the other lower bolt out. Or set in place too. For the lower lateral link. Alignment adjuster. Doesn't quite want to line up. I'll take a, let's see if we can line it up with a screwdriver here. Oh, she's so close. Come on. It'd be nice if these bolts were pointed. But they're not. There we go. She started. Start zipping. There we go. She's through. Now it's time to tighten them both down real good. I left this one kind of loose just to help get the bottom one lined up. Go nice and tight. It's easier to take them off than put them on, but that only took me a minute to get them both on, you know. Bada boom. Let's get our wheel speed sensor hooked back up. Got extra clips here. This one actually has a new bracket for that one I just opened up on the bottom. So I might as well use the new bracket. They got it buried underneath the hold down. It looks like. I don't really feel like taking that hold down off. So I'll just open it up. Reuse the old one that's already on there. These guys usually you can just open up. This one. There we go. It's opening up. Oh, it's clamped in 2 spots. Look at that. The old one, it was only clamped in 1. So that's a little different. taking the wrong one off. I want to take this one off. Oh, I'm tired. Get it together, Curl. There we go. Now we got our life back together. There we go. Get that clip out of the way. Alright, we got this bolt put in. That we took out earlier. We had a 3/8 drive laying around with a 13 on it. There we go, nice and tight. Just gonna clip this sensor back together and then push our white pin in. Put the little Christmas trees in their home. And there's another clip here, attaches to the little pipe. Gotta open it up and clip her on. There we go, she's attached. Got a little clip here. Got our little thing we opened up down here. Gonna pry it back together. And our wire's hooked up. Always recommended use a new axle nut. This was 101 foot-pounds, or 181, excuse me. It's a bit on tires. I'm just gonna zip it on. I just snugged it up. We'll check the torque on it after we bring the vehicle down. Because you can take out the center cap on your rim, your wheel, while it's on the ground. Hit it with your torque wrench to 181 foot-pounds. I got my mounting bracket for the brakes cleaned up. I got that bolt unseized. It did end up taking a little heat to get her off of there. Got our 2 bolts for the mounting bracket. I'm gonna swing this caliper to the side. Straighten up our rotor, tighten down our brake pads up against the rotor so it stays still, and now they're going in by hand real nice and easy. Grab that 18mm again. Tighten her down real nice and tight. There we go. Remember, this caliper was hard to get off. You're getting pulled by the brake hose and the e-brake, so it's hard to get it to go over it. All right, it did. And sometimes these bolts, the hardware will spin on the inside. You might have to put a wrench on them. You just got to get her all lined up now. A little bit of light would probably be helpful here. There we go. I got her lined up. Takes a little finagling sometimes. Alright, what did we have there? Another 13? Is that what it was? Get that guy snowed. See, this one's spinning on me. I'm able to hold it with just my thumb. And we'll go final torque on the bottom one now. There we go. Yeah, bada boom, eh guys? Everything's looking good. All we gotta do is put the tire on and tighten the axle nut to 181. Might have pressed that caliper back a little bit when I was getting it off, so we'll pump the brake pedal a few times before we take off. And there we go. The destroyed hub assembly replaced.